Hey, I'm Chris, and I'm a deadhead.
I'm Scott. I'm a deadhead too. Today we're going to talk to you guys. We're going to do a two-part show. Today's part one, comparing and contrasting, arguing about which is better. The other one, February 13, 1970 from the Fillmore East, or May 2, 1970 from Harbor College. I, Chris is going to do most of the talking today about the February 13 version. But before he starts, I did want to mention I'm going to be talking about the Harper College version next week, which is one of my favorite things that did ever played. But February 13, 1970 was the first like holy grail Grateful Dead tape I ever got my hands on. It was about a fifth generation cassette. And all it had was set two, which was the Dark Star, Other One, and Love Light.
And
And the
I'm
tape
gonna I'm
flip,
gonna I'm gonna mention that in just a second. Go ahead. But
the tape flip on that cassette was right in the middle of the other one. But if I had to pick one version of one song that moved me from a increasingly interested fan to truly just going down that Grateful Dead rabbit hole, it would be the other one from February 13, 1970. Because I got the tape thinking about Dark Star, and it was the other one that I just kept listening to over and over again. Anyways, let's
yeah, that
turn it
Dark
over to
Star is
Chris.
is awesome. That hour and a half is probably, I mean, could be arguably the best played music, best played hour and a half of music ever. Um, and think about that. That's three songs, right? And it's an
Yep.
hour and a half, and they just they go a lot of different directions here. But I'm gonna focus on that's it for the other one. And you're already on the third source there, The Matrix by Nick Crump. I don't know you, Nick, but good job. And
Yeah.
so we can just, I see you at 9:17 because
Yep.
I mentioned it, but the
This
opening
is
notes,
right at the end of the
and we don't have to
drums.
go back, but the opening notes are beautiful as always. But we're going to pick up at 9:20 here. We get to roll around 9:30, and then Jerry is just on fire. We're going to listen for about a minute and 20 seconds, and I'm just going to shut my mouth because it's beautiful. So
All
let
right.
it roll.
Here we go.
As hard as it is to do, pause it now. All right, so
How do you pause it
I
there?
know. Okay, but I'm going to do it.
I
I
see.
made you do it. All right, so we just got a little preview of something that I'm going to go back to in a little bit, a little riff that Jerry apparently loved. At least I've found it various places, and we're going to go back to that. And that's one of the reasons why I think this is the ultimate. That's it for the other one. But right now, skip ahead to 11 minutes. It's just before the G in Grateful. Oh, well, maybe it's not on this version. Okay, we skip it. Yeah, okay. And
That's good.
so it sounds here like Pigpen is playing like Schroeder, when Lucy says play a Christmas song and he goes dun 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 dun. But Jerry responds right? And when he responds, he just goes nuts. Now I know, I remember when you came out for the wedding. This is one of the things that we listened to that night, the night before the wedding, and you really turned me on to this version, and now I'm telling you about it, and it seems a little bit weird, but you told me about the pig pen, right, and then
Yep.
Jerry's response.
Yeah.
So we're going to listen to about a minute, from 11 minutes to about 12 minutes.
Yeah. And so before we play this, I will say I
And
think
and
this is like
there is a reason why I skipped 20 seconds or so here, okay? We're going to go back to that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
and I do want to say I think that like what we're gonna play right here is like one of the great like rock star moments of Jerry Garcia's career. It's just because Pig, it just hits those few notes, and then I mean he just comes blasting out of that. I mean it's like he's been fired out of a cannon. It's awesome. All right, here we go.
All right. Okay, so that's a conversation between Pigpen and Jerry, right? I mean, Pigpen's like doot 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 doot, right? Doot 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 doot. That's how I'm not musical, but anyway, um, but it's like Jerry just responds to that, right? Now, here's the thing that blows my mind. Let's go back to 10 minutes and 40 seconds into this song, because I think Jerry starts this conversation by playing that note or similar. He varies it a little bit, but he plays it to Pigpen first, and then Pigpen's response is, "I can simplify that," or something like that. You know, it's just do 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 do. So 10:40, yeah, let's hit it.
All right, here.
It just makes me happy, man. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, it's
So,
it's
but
rocking.
but I really feel like Jerry starts that conversation. Pigpen responds, and then Jerry just says, "Watch this."
Yeah,
Boom.
he just goes off.
Um,
So,
so that's the first reason that I really love that, and like I said, I give you credit. You really turned me on to that little conversation there. So all right, now we're going to go to we're going to stay here for a second, but then we're going to connect to three other shows. Okay, so go to 1930 in this one, and it's right under the N in one. So a little bit further over. There you go. Somewhere right around there. 1930 we want. Excellent. And we're going to listen for 1 minute. Go.
Okay.
Yeah, it's hard to stop. It is really hard to stop. But
It is.
keep that in your mind for a minute. That little. So I don't know. I can't even identify notes. I'm like so far from a musician. But he's playing like that little. Maybe it's a pentatonic scale or something like that. Like it's going up and down and up and down and up and down, and then it's like, to me it starts doing a circular kind of thing where it goes kind of up and around and back down. I don't know how else to describe it, but it just it really resonates with me. All right, so now we're gonna move to Harper, and we're gonna go to 1040 into That's It for the Other One at Harper, and we're gonna hear a really similar thing. I knew you knew it was 5270 somehow.
Well, I have listened to the Dead a couple of times.
Yeah.
You said 1040?
Yeah, 1040.
Okay. There we go.
Okay, and we're gonna listen. We're gonna listen for 20 seconds here. Now, keep in mind what we just listened to. That kind of up and down, up and down, up and down, and then kind of circular kind of thing. And we'll listen to this one. Go ahead. All right. So in that one, you kind of have him going. He goes up like 3 times before he like kind of comes back down. And I don't know. I don't know the music. I'm all I can say is I love it.
Yeah.
So I can't identify the notes for you. I can't explain what's going on, but I love it.
Yeah, it's killer. And I do. So that what you just played is one of my favorite parts of the Harper College when they go into that first verse, and they're just it is so smoking there, so on fire.
All right, we're going to jump to 77 now. 7 years later, we're going to hit the 4/22/77 show, and we're going to go to the Mississippi Half Step. Uh, 555. Let's see. The first source. I assume you're on the first source. Yeah.
Yep.
So 555.
Oops.
All right. So that's good.
Okay.
And if you can, stop it at 6:30.
Okay.
But the 30 seconds after that is Jerry pulling your brain into heaven. So you might want to let it play. Go ahead. I'm glad you didn't stop it. but
It's
that
really good stuff.
little riff or whatever you want to call it, it's
Hmm.
in there from about 5:55 to about 6:30, and then
Yeah.
he continues on. But and finally, we're going to go to Raceway, also 77, of course. And I knew you knew it was 9-3.
Yeah. My
We were
favorite
talking
ISO
about that.
world.
We've been texting about this one recently,
Yes, we have. I think we talked about this one in
and
one other episode because I was listening to the Peggy O over and over and
but
over
we're
again.
not going to the Mississippi half step this time. We're going to
Okay.
go to and pick the second source there if you would.
Okay.
I don't know why it doesn't have the SBD there for soundboard. It's a
I don't
matrix.
know.
Most of the matrix ones it says one of
Yeah.
the sources was
And
soundboard.
in the event that anyone who's ever made a Matrix is watching this, thank you so much because I really, really love listening to the Matrix recordings of these shows.
Absolutely.
So which
And this
song am I
one,
going to?
not fade away.
See, I know. Where?
All right. So we're going to go to 1435 and we're going to listen for about at least, let me put it that way, at least, and that's towards, yep, you got it. Okay. We're going to listen for about a half a minute or so. Go ahead.
Okay.
So there it is again. I just and it resonates with me, catches me, and it's like my I just start feeling it. I don't know what else to
Yeah.
say. So all those connections that also it adds to my enjoyment of that's it
Hmm.
for the other one from 21370.
And so I want to just toss this out there. I think one of the real fun things about listening to the Dead is hearing those connections, and I also think it's one of the things that's really overwhelming for people when they first start listening to the Dead
Hmm.
because there's just so much music out there. And that's, I mean, I love listening to one version and then hearing, oh, that sounds like this, and it's maybe not even the same song like you just did with Not Fade Away and Half Step, but it's still, you just, yeah, I love that. A lot of
Yeah.
bands can't do that because they need to play the same show every night or they just didn't play enough concerts.
Right. Right. Well, that's all I've got. That's
How
it for
exciting!
this other one, and we will be back to talk about your favorite. That's it for the other one.
Yep. Which, incidentally, so the other one is probably my favorite song of all time. A few years ago at work, we had to, everyone at my school had to pick a favorite song, and then my boss went out and made a CD with every single song on it. It was really cool, actually. But I picked Ripple because I didn't think that a bunch of middle-aged teachers in southern Idaho would listen to a 30-minute
30
version of the
minutes.
other one.
30 minutes, yeah.
But I did. We've done that every year for the last several years. And 2 years ago, I did pick Fire on the Mountain from Cornell. And then my assistant principal did it, and she couldn't find the right version. So she got a different one. I don't remember which one it was. It was actually not bad, but it was not Cornell. But then a couple of my coworkers that came to me and said, "Man, that's pretty good stuff." So,
So even
not
not the best one is still pretty good stuff. I agree.
yeah, it was good. I can't remember which one it was though. But then
All right.
she and my principal were laughing at me because I was like, "You got the wrong one." And they're like, "It doesn't matter." It's like, "Yes, it does."
You might be a deadhead.
Maybe. So, but all right, yeah, okay. So I guess that's it.
All right, man.